Welcome to the homework solution tutorial on 2D to 2E. This is the review part, which is 28, 29, and 30. Let's take a look. It says to factor each out by grouping. They already tell you it. The reason why it's by grouping is because this is a 4-term polynomial. So we're going to factor it out. So to do that, we are going to split it into two parts, which is just two binomials. And then we can factor out the GCF. So the first one, let's take a look. 2y squared and 4y. You can pull out a 2y here. 2y is what you pulled out. What is left over? Let's see. 2y squared divided by 2y. 2 and 2 becomes 1. Y squared divided by y just becomes a y. 4 divided by 2, we bring down the plus symbol. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Y divided by y is just 1. That's what you have left over. 6x plus 3y. We can now pull out, I think, a 3. Okay. And let's look if any variables are in common. I see an x here and an x here. So we can divide out we can factor out the GCF of 3x. So 3x is what's left over. Sorry, it's what you put out. What's left over? 6 divided by 3 is a 2. And an x over x is 1. 3 over 3 is just y. It's 2 plus y and y plus 2. Are these the same? Actually, they are. Okay, they just wrote 2 first. So remember, you can write this as y plus 2 if you like. Okay, because they have to look exactly the same. Right? So it just looked weird. Right? If that confuses you, basically what I did is I did this. I just moved this like that. Okay. So this was first, and then hold on, this might be a bit better. So I moved this, here last, and I moved this here. Okay, do you see that? That's how I still get that. So my GCFs out in front is my first term, 2y plus 3x is my GCF, and then my shared term is just y plus 2. There you go. Okay. Let's go look at 29. It just asks us to do the same thing. It is 4 terms, so we are going to factor out using our grouping method. Grouping method requires us to first split this into 2 separate problems, which are just binomials. Let's do the first one. So 2ax and 2ay. Looks like we can pull out 2. There's an x here. Oh, there isn't an x here though. Oh, there's an a though. So we could pull out a 2a. So 2a is your greatest common factor. What is left here? Well, 2a and 2a, right? Do you see how there's just an x left? 2a and 2a, leaving you with a y. So bring down that minus and a y. What about here? Well, we can pull out a, let's say, a 5 and a 5. Oh, what about a b? A b as well, leaving you with 5b parentheses negative, right? Do you see how there's still that negative in front? X plus y. Are these the same? No. What you were supposed to pull out is also that negative. So once you pull out that negative 5b, this becomes a x, and this becomes a negative y. Okay? So your GCF is your first expression, which is 2a minus 5b. And your second expression is your shared term of x minus y. That is what it says here. Once you factor out the GCF, the first expression is your GCFs, and your second expression is your shared term. Let's do 29. Let's do 30. 30 asks you to do the same thing because it is a 4-term polynomial, so we are going to factor out by grouping. Factor out by grouping just requires us to first split it into two binomials. Once we split it into two binomials, we could now factor out the GCF. Be very careful. Start with the integer. So I can divide by 3. What about x? I have an x here and an x cubed here. So I can only pull out x. Y squared, there's no y here. So the most I could pull out is a 3x. Then what is left over? Well, 3x, 3 and over 3. X cubed divided by x just gets you x squared. 3 divided by 3, bring down the plus. 3 divided by 3 is just 1. X, oh, sorry. There should be an x, remember? We pull out 3x. X and x cancels, leaving you with just a y squared. Okay? All right. Let's do the second binomial. What can we pull out? Well, we could pull out 4. X squared? No. But we could pull out a y. All right? And then we have, what about this? We could also pull out a 4y. Okay, so let's see here. We can write 4y. Let's see what's left over. 4 divided by 4, that works. Y divided by y, leaving you with an x squared. Okay, then here we have 4 divided by 4, y cubed divided by y becomes y squared. Perfect. Do you see how the shared terms are the same? The second expression is the shared term, which is x squared plus y squared. Your first terms are your GCS, which is 3x plus 4y. Even though this looks complicated, the process is still the same. Do not be afraid of it. Just work it out as normal. Okay? There you go. That is how you factor by grouping.